Namaste Bhai. Last session, we had a discussion and also introduction about Chanakya, that is Kautilya, who is also known as Vishnugupta, who has composed the great monument Magnum Opus Arthasastra. There have been many Arthashastras before Kautilya also. Having referred to all of them, arranging the views of ancient scholars in an order, probably chronological order. The chronology, like, Christian era, etc., we cannot find in ancient works, but like beginning with the Manu's followers, Manavaha, etc., Kautilya has arranged all the views of earlier acharyas, whatever texts he has referred. He has selected a few treatises. Actually, he says, Yavanti Arthashastrani Purvacharyahi Prasthapitani. He says, whatever are available, whatever Arthashastras are composed by my earlier acharyas, most of them, Prayashaha, he says. So, mostly, I have taken them and I had gone through. Then this Arthashastra is compiled by me. This Arthashastra is actually composed by me. He mentions in the beginning of his work Arthashastra. Similarly, again elsewhere, he says how he has written. Now we are talking about Kautilya's Arthashastra. Some people think it is a science, it is a treatise dealing with economics. Some modern thinkers think that it deals with the commerce, trade, and like this, so many. Because naturally, unless a person go through this entire Arthashastra, he will not be able to understand what is the content of the work. That is the problem. Because if we read partly based upon the modern texts, that means here and there Kautilyan references come. When reference to Kautilya comes about his economic theories or his commerce principles, etc., only that we keep in our mind and we say, oh, the Kautilya has done on economics and this. And law, because law, as mentioned earlier, Mitachara is quoted, but not Kautilyan law at all. So that way, naturally, law, how is it possible? Kautilya has written on law. Is there any other book particularly dealing with law? Such doubts definitely will arise. There is no doubt about it. That is the reason. Actually, I have decided to, open the doors to the people who have not gone through Arthashastra. See, those who are experts in Arthashastra, those who have studied Arthashastra, these videos, of course, they don't see. Even if they see, they simply naturally, there is no loss or profit to them because it is a known subject. But those who do not know, for them, it will be only just information. Here, no question of asking likes or views, etc. Because particularly this is only just for information, sharing the ancient information, particularly in Sanskrit language. Of course, there are English translations also. Only the thing is, just I would like to introduce this to the people, particularly once it is recorded, even it is useful for future generations also. So with the intention, this program is taken up now. Already a little bit introduction given. So now straight away, first let us see in a simple manner. Mine will be simple, interaction. though you are not, directly involved with me, still it will be like interaction. If anybody really, after seeing this um, video, if you feel like interacting with me, then you can simply, this whatever the link is there, you can join, because it is there on, it is uploaded in that YouTube. All my these lectures are uploaded. You can just simply take the reference and you can join, you can contact me. You are most welcome, and you can also share your views with me. You can participate in the discussions also. You are most welcome. Don't think that this is only a lecture way and you should listen to that, and then you have to stop. It is not like that. Actually, this program, particularly this law, this program is meant for sharing different systems. Not only ancient system. If somebody is well acquainted with modern law, they are welcome. They can participate. So that way, really, with that intention, I am going. And first of all, actually, in a simple manner, as I told, as I stated, Sanskrit, they say it is pratigna. So, first of all, what is the need of punishment? We are talking about law. What is the necessity of law? Is it necessary law? Yeah, if everyone is okay, happy, then we don't need law at all. So there is a story for introducing the law also. Ancient treatises, what they do is very interestingly, for everything, some small introduction will be given. Actually, the natural law, if we say, with forest law, law of fish, etc., this is there. But if the very popular statement we know, that is a struggle for the existence in this world, living living beings, and also animate, inanimate, all whatever are there. Here, if we sit under a tree, if the forceful wind comes, then it also really, as if it is objecting, it waves its branches, as if saying, it is described, saying, no, 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 don't come to me like that. So it sends us away. So, like that, struggle for the existence, survival of the fittest is the universal law. So, this universal law is defined in many ways. One of them is, this is Matsya Nyaya, law of fish. Jungle law also they say, forest law also they say. So like that, this what is Matsya Nyaya means, many of you know. Here actually all the fish, they reside in water only. Even then, see, as Manavajati also, each one wants to dominate others. Similarly, fish also, a small fish is devoured, eaten by a little more big fish, and even that big fish by another. So this way, there is a song like statement in Maya Bazaar also. They say, "China chepanu peda chepa, peda chepanu peda chip," like that. So that is the reason actually. Timi means fish. Timim gilati iti timingalaha. That is that which eats fish, it is called timingala, a big fish. And also, nowadays, shark, etc., they say. Not exactly that, because again, technical terms, we have to be very careful. Only Sanskrit, Sanskrit words and nearest translation only I'll talk. Timingilam api gilati iti timingila gilaha ani oka, there is a word, there is a word. That is, which is a biggest, we have to say, biggest fish. So this way Matsya Nyaya is there. So actually in Kautilya's Arthasastra, Kautilya mentioned this story. He says, actually, uh, in olden days, now, actually the generation, creation story is there. Krita Yuga, that is Matsya Avatara comes, Vedas, etc. Again, I am not going in a Puranic method. I am going in a general way only. So, Krita Yuga, there hardly few people were there, beginning of the creation. So everyone was happy, etc. And Dharma, like a cow on its 4 feet, it was very perfect and healthy. Like this, these statements are there heard by us, particularly in Indian literature. I have to say Indian literature, not Sanskrit literature, not exclusively in Sanskrit literature, all Indian literature, regional languages, whatever it is there. This is Indian Bharata Dharma, Bharatiya Dharma. Okay. So, like that, when everything was okay. But later on, actually, there was no ruler at all because there was no need, there was no ruler. When there was no one to control, we know now also, even in the school level also, monitor we say, class leader we say, because everywhere, Nayati iti Nayaka, one person forerunner should be there. That is who has, someone has to precede also. They show the path. That is, leading is leader. That's all. Very simplest way. So when there was no Raja, no protector, no leader, what happened? Matsya Nyaya prevailed. Kautilya in his Arthashastra says, Matsya Nyaya prevailed. I mean, stressing upon the importance of king, he says, when Matsya Nyaya prevailed, then all have gone to the Supreme and asked, "So we need some ruler." Then they say, Swayambhuva Manu. That way, they request Swayambhuva Manu because our Manvantara is called Swayambhuva Manvantara, etc. So, Swayambhuva Manu. Manu, actually, not Swayambhuva. Vaivaswata Manu. Manu, Vaivaswatam, Swaminam, Chakrire, etc. That means first Manu in the beginning of the creation, Vaivaswatamanu. Then later on is all, I mean, his lineage is coming. Vaivaswatamanu Rajanam Chakrire. So, at the request of people, Vaivaswatamanu was made as king. And also again, see here, two things we have to uh, really, noticeable things I am telling. And how? Because for king also, the salary, etc., we talk, no? So, what is the maintenance? To maintain the kingdom, what is the revenue for king? So, how it is linked, you see. Then they said, the 1/6 part of the produce of the general income is a share of the king. King will take 1/6 means almost like, as 16 point decimal some percentage. Okay. This tax is very less than present tax. Present tax, as 30%. Levels are different, but here actually, commonly if we take, but here it is almost 16% plus only, and 1/6 part of person's income, and that is a share of king. We thought he will maintain. And another thing, immediately, rule is there for king. The king who, in spite of taking the revenue, does not maintain, then he incurs sin. That means actually he is also punishable. It means to say that he incurs sin. And whatever bad deeds are done by people, actually that result of that sin goes to king only. So such statements are made in all the Dharma Shastras and also, of course, by Kautilya very directly. Dharma Shastras always, Itihasa, Purana, Dharma Shastra, they say, though they deal with law, look at the difference. Actually, Vedas are known as Prabhu Samhitas. Prabhu Samhita means it is government, GO. That's all. There is no scope for asking why. No. It is like this. Should be Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara. Why? No question of why. There is no scope for why. So that is called Prabhu Samhita. This is, all entire Vedic literature. Even Upanishads, etc., also come under that. Okay. Then, second, this is actually whenever really I just talk, I always talk about communication. So these things are mentioned by the rhetorics who really classify, describe, and make the rules for literature. They have mentioned these are Prabhu Samhitas. There is no question of asking why, how, etc. And then this is the communication. That is almost shasanam. Okay. And second way of communication is Mitra Samhita. Mitra Samhita. Samhita means like that. So Mitra Samhita, it is like friendly advice. Which literature behaves like Mitra means it is Itihasas and Puranas. See, Itihasas, Ramayana and Mahabharata, they, they never say this is to be done, this is to be done. But what they go on telling a story. In the story, different characters will come and speak. Valmiki doesn't say you do this, you do this, you do this. No, not at all. He simply says Rama was a very noble person who used to respect elders and who never crossed father's word. That only informative. That means, and that is the reason the actually outcome of Ramayana, final essence of Ramayana is one should be like Rama, not like Ravana. After listening to entire Ramayana story, naturally people say, because Ravana actually, if you will look into the caste system, etc., Ravana was Brahmin, Shiva Bhakta, everything fine, very noble king. Ravana had 90% good qualities, no question. Very affectionate husband, very affectionate father, very affectionate nephew, very affectionate relative to one and all. But he is so adamant that he never wanted to be friendly with cousins, that is, gods. And also, if something goes wrong, that is against his will, then immediately, oh, he gets, anger and he doesn't realize what he's doing. That is Ravana. So, Mana, Ravana, Hadurya, etc. also, Kautilya gives examples. What actually has done? He has taken away Sita, kept very comfortably in Ashokavana. He has not confined in his bed, in his harem, in his royal harem. He did not put Sita there, and she was very guarded. He offered all clothes, etc. She rejected. That is again different issue. But what he has done, he was so adamant that he never tried to return Sita to Ram. So this is the some only one because of this one quality. Simply, because unnecessarily some people staying in forest very calm and quietly because of their rule, they were really asked to go for exile. They came here. They are spending a peaceful life. They were not after any money or anything. Sita and Rama. Why should he come take Sita and torture her? Torture means harassment. People think that only physical harassment is harassment. No, actually, mental harassment is more serious than physical harassment. So every day he comes, marry me, accept me, etc. So this is unwilling lady. Now even now Supreme Court has given this law also. No, even if it is husband, you are not supposed to force your wife. Then, fellow, you do who you are to ask her to force her, etc. Okay, this way Ravana's character is portrayed in Ramayana and Rama's. That is the reason Valmiki doesn't say don't take away others' wives, etc. But he has given the example. This is friendly advice. Similarly, Mahabharata, entire Mahabharata, all the incidents are narrated by Vyasa. And yes, here Dharma Vyada behaves like this. Here Vishwamitra has to control his anger, etc. etc. All are again suggestively. So these Ithiyasas, Puranas, and also Dharma Shastras also advise. Simply they tell. Actually, they tell Raja Dharma, Asrama Dharma, Varna Dharma, everything. Part of which is Raja Dharma is law. That's all. So Achara Dharma, Grihastha Dharma, etc. They are very simply the information regarding it should be done, it should be done, otherwise you incur sin, etc. That they say. And now what is again next means they say the literature, the beautiful literature, the pleasing kavyas, what they communicate, that is called like a beloved's words. Naturally, everyone likes beloved's words. Beloved husband, beloved wife, beloved lover. So like that. So that way, Kanta Samhita. That means the communication has three ways. One is commanding voice. Number second one is that is medium type. That is just suggestive, friendly manner. Third one is very very pleasing words. That is the reason if you really listen to the pravachanakaras, lectures, etc., whether it is professor or scientist or anybody and political leaders, the presentation, if it is so nice, everyone listens to that. Even there is some bitterness, everything, what we say, Nagna Satyas, etc., still they like it only because of the communication system. So, like this is there. Now, Arthashastra, this is not, Kanta Samhita. Kautilya's is almost, it is not Veda, but actually his word is Vemana Cheppindi Veda Vannattuga. Actually, Kautilya nowhere spares anyone, beginning with king till that a very, very common man. Everyone has a frame of rules. They are fixed in that. They should be like that. They should behave like that. Otherwise, punishment. This way, actually, the use of punishment, which we talked in the beginning, to avoid the what we say the domination of the stronger on weaker sections. See this weaker sections and Dalitas, etc. Not new words, friends. I would like to really share with you that these weaker section, stronger section, rich, poor, etc. These are not newly coined words. These are there when ever since along Anadi they say, along with the creation, all these differences are there. They hasti mashaka antara they say. There is an elephant and also there is a mosquito. We have not created anything. They are created along with us. And there is a smallest plant or leaf, whatever is there, and very big banyan tree. So all this is there. So the universal system is that universal structure we have to say. Universal structure is like that. Universal frame is like that. Therefore, each one has got his own abode, his own area, purview we say, his own purview, paridhi. So in that circle, in that cycle only we are supposed to stay. If we cross, only 1 foot we have encroached, they say. No, not at all correct. Not 1 foot, not even small inch or 1/100th of inch also you are not we are not supposed to encroach others' rights, anything others. So we have to be in our place provided for us by the destiny, and we should be happy with that only. So that way, this is actually that which controls. Kautilya, in the beginning only, he actually mentions classification of the subjects. He says, actually, there are four main branches according to Kautilya. He says entire knowledge is nowadays IKS has come, Indian knowledge system. I have given one talk also on that. Indian knowledge system, people are really all over India, probably all over world, I do not know. They are really proclaiming this is there in ancient India, this was there, like that they are saying. But actually, entire wisdom, the knowledge system, he has classified into four, Kautilya. And of course, sub-varieties are there, now subcategories have done or already have come into existence. And earlier acharyas also, they are still clubbed into one, two, like that. That discussion is again, if really anybody wants to know about that, Kautilya's details, there is a channel Unmilanam in which in Telugu language, or entire Arthashastra, that is first total one book means 22 chapters of Arthashastra are clearly taught, word to word meaning, like, verbatim, it is taught. Almost 40 lectures are there. Take, otherwise, Dr. P. Shashirekha also, if you just, see, search in the YouTube, you will get Arthashastra lectures. And another, in Arthashastra part 2, now we are dealing. In that general administration, one thing I am taking, and also law, one more I am taking. Different dates. Like this is fixed just recently. This is second lecture on Monday, because not it is not possible to attend all the lectures to the people. That is the reason we are uploading it. So in that, Kautilya stated that entire Vedic literature is one wing, which tells about our total Indian dharma style, and also way of life, varna dharma, etc., and also philosophical system, etc. But again, what he does, Vedic knowledge is one branch, and the philosophical text they also, because philosophy, first he mentions Anvitshiki, he says philosophy, not Vedanta. Vedanta is, actually, it comes under Veda. The last part of Veda is Vedanta. So Vedic literature, even Upanishads, Aranyakas, etc., come under that. But apart from this Indian, particularly Vedanta philosophy, the scholars will understand. Children should try to understand. So, philosophical text means Nyaya, Vaisheshika, that means which deal with, like, Buddhism, Jainism, etc. All these come in the different schools of philosophy. This is one branch, he says. Entire philosophical schools, Nastika, Astika, whatever are there, all, because all discuss. First of all, there are debates. Debates are really beautiful thing to learn, because two intellectuals debating, two intellectuals talking on particular topic, trying to prove the theory, wanting to come close to the truth. It is a great exercise. So it is a literary feast to the scholars. Therefore, all philosophical systems he has given on which he, it is nothing but philosophy. That's a one branch. Vedic literature, that is one branch. And then third one he says, that is again, these two are different because philosophy is also different. Vedic knowledge is also different. Now he is coming to the general world. That general world is what it means. It is Varta, he says. Varta means what? Actually, it is economics and trade. It is what? Economics, that means all. Economics trade means business. Actually, Krushi Pashupalanam Vanijyacha Varta. That means particularly, as I told you, Indian system. Agriculture is our main profession. So, Krushi, Pashupalanam and animals are also domestic animals, particularly. They help us in everything. In agriculture, they help. In a dairy, they help. Everywhere, they help. So, animal husbandry, Pashupalanam, Vanijya, and sale purchase, business. Whatever we produce, we need other grains also. So let it be barter system or anything, sale and purchase. This is the third branch of knowledge. The fourth branch of knowledge is a lathi in the hand. That is Dandaniti says. One should know. See, agriculture fields are there, but there should be fencing to protect the crops, or else, they put some idols like, to frighten the birds, etc. So that way, entire wisdom, entire knowledge system, particularly which is useful for the human life, like four pillars, they are classified into four. Now, he says, Anvichiki Trai Varta, as I told you, philosophy, Veda, business. He says, Kautilya, this is the most important point of today's discussion. Dandaniti is the source of all the things. Danda, that means actually Danda. Danda means scepter, he says, rod of punishment, seen, unseen, because the law is not to be seen, moral discipline not to be seen. See, only corporal punishment it is seen. So, tasya nitihi danda nitihi. So, dandaha is a certain thing which controls everything, which controls and which drives away the bad, unwanted things and protects the good things, etc. So that is protector is Danda. And the science which tells about Danda is Dandaniti. A Dandaniti is such an important thing, he says. Now, we are starting really what is law. He says, it is such a wonderful one that this is Dandaniti is in Strilinga, feminine gender. Therefore, all whatever statements now are going to be made are in Strilinga only. Alabdha labhartha. What it does is, first one is it, with the help of it. Alabdha labha artha. Whatever are not earned so far, whatever are not procured so far, that means the things which are not procured will be procured with the help of Dandaniti, Alabdha labhartha. Labdha parirachani. And also with its help only we preserve the things which we procure. Those things will be preserved with the help of Dandaniti. Unless there is a protection, it can't be. And Labdha Parirachani, Rachita Vivardhani. Whatever we earn, whatever we bring, we have to develop. See, every time what we say, increment, we say our salary. That means increase automatically happens. Therefore, we ask in the terms of cash. So, similarly, whatever we produce, they are to be this year, this much is our produce. Next time we want to improve it, increase it. So, Rakshita Vivardhani. So, whatever we preserve, and they are to be enhanced, improved, increased. That is also possible if there is no problem from any corner. Therefore, there also we require the help of Dandaniti. And fourth one is called Vruddhasya Tirtheshu Pratipadani. Such a beautiful statement is made by Acharya Kautilya. Okay, things are developed. The government has got enough resources, enough finance, enough grains, enough everything is in abundance. But then the major problem is distribution of the things. Now also see why some sort of frustration comes in people, why people become arrogant. All these also explained by Kautilya, the reasons. Because one receives, like, now the planning of house construction, house allotment. House allotment is not a new scheme now. Even olden days also, ministers were given quarters and colonies, etc. All. So therefore, distribution of clothes, distribution of houses, distribution of funds, if they are not equally done, particularly properly done, tirtheshu pratipadanicha. Tirtha is not only the sacred pilgrimage, etc. It is also called, said Tirtha Yatra. Tirtha is a place where, actually sacred place, and also the staircase also, the Tirtha Tarati, that is derived by through, that is Tarati crossing. And this year Tirtha is proper recipient. Satpatra antam manam, apatra danamu satpatra danam. That means always now what is happening, why so much of frustration is there in the society means actually it's not properly distributed. The proper recipients who do not receive their share, they get frustrated, they get agitated, what not everything will be done. And if it is distributed to undeserving people, that then it is total waste. So therefore, he says, this rod, that is rod of punishment, the scepter, it only helps king to monitor all the things, to procure the things, so to preserve the things, so to protect the things, to distribute the things. Okay. So this is the importance of legal system, chattamu, nyayamu, law, administration, judiciary, etc., etc. Understand? Now, about the same, Manu said, Manu also, Manu is a lawgiver, and is actually Manu is earlier to prior in the means very earlier to Kautilya. Kautilya is almost everyone knows historically third is century, like BC, before Christ, Alexander's time almost. But Manu is very older days, old, very olden days. So Manu mentions in his Manusmriti about the significance of Danda. He says, Danda Shasti Praja Sarvaha Danda eva Abhirakshati Danda Sukteshu Jagarti Dandam Dharmam Vidurbudhaha. What is Danda? Dandaha Prajaha Sarva Shasti. Danda instructs all the people. It always shows a good path. It instructs the people. This is the like, actually it is nothing but a police with a lathi in his hands. He says this is not the right path. Don't go on the, don't run the vehicle on footpath. This route is meant for cars. This is meant for two-wheelers. This is but bullock carts. So like that. So, marga. Therefore, Dandaha Shasti Praja Sarva. All the people, Danda really rules, instructs all the people. Not only that, Danda eva abhirakshati. Not only that, but it also protects. It protects all the people. Again, it is applicable to all people. It protects all the people. If they are going wrong path, because to avoid accidents, to avoid danger to them, it really takes them to a proper way. Abhirakshati. Dandaha sukteshu jagarti. This is the beautiful statement. Now we say vigilant, etc. We talk. Actually, even night guards, they, blow whistles. That means to say that we are here, don't worry. Pahara hushar also they say, no? So like that, Danda Sukteshu Jagarti. Who are they? They are Rakshaka Bhatas. So that means they are the personification of Danda. So Danda Sukteshu Jagarti. When all of us sleep very peacefully, very comfortably, closing all the windows, doors, etc., then that Danda really it always Jagarti. It awakes and also vigilant also. At times, Gurkhas may sleep, but this rule, discipline, that will be there. Therefore, Danda, that is the reason night guards are not supposed to sleep. Night security people not supposed to sleep because they are the symbolic to the Danda. Dandaha Supteshu Jagarti. When all the people sleep, it only awakes. So, that is the reason. What is dharma? Dharma means holding rod. See, danda is punishing rod. Dharma is holding, that is, beams, etc. We say the foundation table, any actual basement, any support, any base, it is called dharma. Dharanat dharma ityahu. So, because it beholds, that is the reason it is called dharma. So, that is the reason now, dharanat dharma. That is the reason dharmam, that Dandam dharmam vidurbhudaha. Therefore, the learned say that Danda itself is dharma. Danda is not separate from dharma, but Danda is the personification, the symbolic representation of dharma. That is the reason if we go to Puranas, Dharmaraja, actually his name is son's son, Suryaputra, is Yama Dharmaraja. One is Shani, one is Yama. So Yama is actually, his name is Yama. Yama means, what is Yama? Controller. Yama, Niyama, etc. we talk. Yama is controller who restrains. So that is same. In whose hands? Law and order. And Pasha, the noose. Manaki uri passion like hanging with that and the noose. Like that. That means what? Just with that Pasha, he throws Pasha, he arrests. That is arresting rope. Just, it is so interesting to uh, know the facts behind our law, ancient system. All are Dikpala, so Yama. Why? That means his name is Dharmaraja. He is master of law. Is actually his position, his designation is a justice, is supreme justice. In this world, mundane world, king is the supreme justice. As we know, our Rashtrapati is the highest authority. Though there is Supreme Court, highest Kshama Bhiksha is possible only by Rashtrapati. And he is also commander in chief, they say. That means, Sarva Sainyadhipati. In olden days also, Raja is Dharmadhyaksha. Raja is Sarva Sainyadhyaksha because he is master of everything. So that way. So here, actually, Dharmaraja is a designation, his position. He is a judge. He is a judge, supreme judge. He is a supreme judge solely, and he only fears to the master, Lord Shiva, because Shiva is this killing is in the hands of Shiva. with his అందుకే శివునాజ్ఞ లేనిది చీమైనా కుట్టదు. The death punishment or anything that is in the hands of Lord Shiva. So there Yama has to take his permission. Otherwise, everyone, we all of us will be really counting days and fearing to. Yeah. So Yama is name. Dharmaraja is his post. That is the reason he is called Yama Dharmaraja. It means to say that Yama Dharmaraja is the Chief Justice. That's all. Chief Justice of India is the Chief Justice of Universe according to Indian tradition. So now this way law has its own importance. That now ancient treatises, what they said, you don't do this. If you see they do this, you incur sin, and you will be punished by Yamadharmaraja. Actually, this is imaginary world. Some people say there is no Naraka, there is no Swarga, etc. So then there is a possibility of committing sins and also repeating them. Kautilya never talks about Yamadharmaraja or anything here only. Is not Nastika. Is not Nastika. But here in this universe, living beings are to be controlled by the ruler who is given some payment to him as his share. So it is a duty of king to maintain the law and order in the society. So he has to. And there are so many words. That means without another shloka, they will take up for next session. So that way he says the king always should be a rod in his hand. This is, symbolic movies, etc. They say order, order, that hammer will be there. So that is actually symbolic, nothing else. Be careful, etc. So he says, Raja Nityam Udyata Dandasya, that always a rod should be there in his hand. That means symbolic, everywhere in the a stick in the hands of a teacher is danda, and also lathi in the hands of police is danda, and a pistol, etc., in the pocket of this police, this person, so then it is also danda. Like this, So danda, they are all are symbolic to that. Okay, that way the king should be always vigilant and also should take care of the law and order in the society with the help of assistants. Of course, he too has to appoint judges, etc., etc. And also, then, why really we are going to discuss all this means actually that how many types of punishments, because we cannot read IPC in one day or 2 day. They are actually, at least, common people, general, a common man should know what is good, what is bad. This is told in the form of dharmas, sutras, etc. But here Kautilya very clearly mentions what what uh, what is the duty of officers, higher officials, that means rulers. For example, our head of the department, our principal, our like headmaster, our husband, our that is husband and housewife, etc., etc. That is there, and that means actually in the society, social order how to maintain, and business things how they have to be maintained. Like that, there are very, very beautiful classifications in Kautilya's Arthasastra that really we'll have the discussions. Particularly, first we begin with the state administration and what are the rules for the administrators, and what is to be done with the corrupt officers, and also who do all nonsense to the people. All this is explained by Kautilya. Let us really enter into the new world of law, and at least if we understand, and we share the same matter. And another thing before I conclude, actually, this is Kautilyan law. One may ask a question. What is the use? Now you are teaching Kautilyan law, but what is the use? I would like to remind you that if you really understand this law, in fact, we have not studied, all of us have, even I have not studied, we have not studied and we cannot study law books. But actually, whatever Kautilyan law, the some principles are there. I am with confidence because of course we are seeing the statements and here and there I do refer to law books. So almost more than 50%, which are general common rules we say. While discussing, you will come across that almost the same similarities are there because our law is Indian law. Whether it is prepared by Ambedkar or anyone and based on British law, but ultimately they have taken the help of Indian law also. Therefore, we find similarities between our modern Indian law, modern Hindu law, as I am not saying, modern law, and also Kautilyan law. That is the reason I have taken up this topic. So I hope people receive it well, and you are most welcome for any comments or any of your views. With open mind, I receive them, I treat them with open mind. And another thing is the books, Kautilya's Arthasastra. I am not the only competent authority. People need not bother. Kautilya's Arthashastra books are available in English, in Telugu, in Hindi. If you really simply, search in Google or anywhere, and they are available with translations. Telugu translation is available, English translations are available, Hindi translations also are available. Therefore, comfortably, if you want to read, if you want to refer to what I say here, whether it is really correct or not, or my Kapola Kalpana, etc., you can have books. They are available in the market. You can even purchase or online also may be available. So with this, I really am happy to share my feelings with you. And for today, this session, I would like to end here. Okay. Thank you so much.